What's up, y'all? Welcome back to My Supreme's Tarot. Hope everybody's doing well, staying prayed up, focused on spiritual hygiene. Somebody's angry because their plans didn't work, impossible plans. To cause famine and sickness. And they're being criticized. Their plan was being criticized because this was impossible. It wasn't going to work out like that to cause some type of sickness out of ego. So they're being criticized for their ego and their hatred. Yeah. So someone was thinking somebody was going to be sick, or they tried to make somebody sick. Yeah, they blasphemed. Their ego and hatred is blasphemous. So God is offended. Wow. Okay. Main energy here. Main energy. Restitution, fines and unfair costs. Restitution. So it's spun. So somebody somebody may have wanted somebody to pay some type of unfair cost for something, but something is being, yeah, this is an impossible plan because that's why it wasn't fair. Basically, that was an unfair cost. Somebody being sick would have been unfair. So that's why it's impossible. Okay. What else? Greed. Something was about greed. Something was about greed. Living by your wits and illicit earnings, because somebody wanted some type of illicit earnings, something they didn't deserve, something illegal, something that wasn't fair. Okay. And they made some mistakes here. That was a mistake, trying to do something for illicit earnings. Extreme opposites or opposing factions. Somebody was extremely, someone was an op for sure. And that was a mistake because they tried to overthrow somebody's authority just so they could live unrestrained. So somebody thought that they could do something. Somebody thought they had the authority to do something, and it was blasphemous. So somebody wanted somebody to be sick, or somebody wanted to gain something off of someone's sickness. This could be someone who's trying to take somebody's like social security or their, what do you call it? When somebody get hurt or they can't work because they're like hurt or sick or something like that, whatever that is. I can't think of the word right now. That's crazy. Not social security. I can't think of the word right now. But anyway, y'all know what I'm talking about. Like somebody could have would have profit off of somebody getting checks from the government or something like that, or it just could be they wanted somebody to be sick because maybe they thought they'd fall ill and pass away and they get some money or something like that. Okay, that was a mistake. Okay, because it wasn't deserved. So someone tried to force some sickness. They tried to force something, and it was blasphemous. God is upset with these people. They tried to overthrow authority by being an op to the Most High, just so that they could have some type of unrestrained living. Somebody wanted to live beyond their means here. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Greed. Let's see. Greed. Gain. Yeah. Somebody thought they would gain something about this. Profit, cultivate. They thought they would gain something ultimately from their greed. And there's evidence. So there's evidence that they made profit somehow, or they were planning to. There's evidence here that they did this for greed. Somebody could have gotten some type of money. What's evidence? Yeah. So there's evidence of some type of windfall payout, a lot of money. Yeah. So either somebody was trying to get some money, or there's evidence that there was money, or that they did it for money. I don't know if they got the money or got some of it or didn't get any at all, but there's evidence that that's what it was about. Yeah. Okay. Give me making mistakes. Making mistakes. Memory. So somebody didn't remember something properly. Could be they made a mistake how they remembered something. The strategy. They made a mistake because somebody remembered they saw a sign of this strategy, or somebody predicted this, or there was a sign of what somebody was planning. So somebody made a mistake because somebody already saw what they was planning. There was already evidence maybe of what they were planning. Yep, binding, obstruction, and a contract. So the strategy was a contract or some type of binding someone to an entity or to something dark. The strategy was to bind someone to an entity or get an entity on somebody or disturb somebody, or somebody is disturbed. Something supernatural could have happened, and maybe that's why there was a sign of what was going on. Somebody could have known that there was some type of supernatural activity, and that so if this is you, or this was the person that they were trying to do this to, that person could have already spoke a sign out, already talked about it, said, I know what you're doing, or um there's something supernatural going on, or I picked up on it already, or something like that. Somebody already saw something coming. Yeah. Somebody here could see entities. I know I can. Peace. Friendship is furious. So somebody was already chilling because they already knew. And this friendship, these people that work together were furious, or maybe somebody was relaxing with friends and somebody's furious because they had help. And it's a sweet dream. So somebody could have been helped out of a situation, okay, by people. They could have been supported or something like that. These people are mad because they wanted to bind someone to an entity and they already saw it coming. So they had support to get out of something. That could be somebody's ancestors that helped them out. That could be the supernatural shit that happened. Maybe somebody's ancestors pulled up when this entity pulled up and there was evidence, and somebody could have spoke it out like, yeah, my ancestors are here. That should have been their sign. Yeah, wish, hope, worship, because somebody is spiritual. Somebody has ancestral help. Yeah, somebody is overwhelmingly hopeful, wishful. They worship in excess. Somebody prays. Somebody has a lot of faith, is what it's given. Yeah, so it was a mistake to do that to this person because they have divine help. They have ancestral help. They have support. Somebody should have known that. So they should have known. Okay. Illicit earnings, living by your wits and illicit earnings. Daydream. So somebody was really in this fantasy. They were very optimistic here that they would meet their goal. They were very optimistic about this. The third wheel. The goal was to be an enemy to get some type of illicit earnings. So somebody was an enemy on purpose to get some type of earnings. And this was all a fantasy. They were very optimistic. Something was an illusion that was never gonna work. So they tried to tempt someone to marry someone, or they induced a marriage. So the goal was to get somebody to be an enemy to someone by making them marry someone, arranging a marriage. So someone married someone to bind themselves to like a situation or be included in a situation. The goal was to be a third wheel, or the goal was to be an enemy. So they got married to someone just so they could be an enemy. I don't know if this is them trying to marry a person that was connected to this person they wanted to get sick, or if they wanted to get the person they married sick, or were trying to marry or got married, forced the marriage to make that person sick. Yeah, a natural disaster. To induce a union, natural disaster, or to induce a marriage to have a natural disaster. Hmm. Okay, what else? What else? So the goal was to be an enemy by inducing a marriage, illness to cause illness to someone who loves themselves and has merit. So they wanted to make the person who loved themselves and has merit sick. Hmm. Okay. Stress. From stress. So they wanted this person to be sick and stressed from, yeah, from this entity. So they wanted to maybe force someone to be binded to a karmic energy or to someone who is possessed, or to weigh somebody down, make them stressed out, and so stressed out that they be sick. Okay, so this is someone who maybe was told to go marry someone just so that they could weigh them down and get them sick or something like that. Connect yourself to this person so we can make them sick, or connect, I want to connect to this person so that I can make them sick. It was something like that, but it says third wheel here, so there's definitely two people involved trying to take down one person. Okay, family made an arrangement. So someone made an arrangement with someone's family. A family was in on something. They were ready to help. Yeah. Maybe someone, they thought this was fair. They thought it was a good idea. Or a family made an arrangement to get some a law enforcement involved or helped. Law enforcement helped. Somebody's in someone's family could work in law enforcement, or they have connections to law enforcement. So they made an arrangement to bully someone with their car, and to protest somebody being able to get away. Someone could have tried. So a family made an arrangement to help law enforcement, or they made an arrangement because they know somebody in law enforcement and they wanted to bully someone and get them in a problem with their vehicle. This come out a lot. So I don't know what these people, is it supposed to be like symbolic? Like they're not able to get away if they fuck with their car or something like that. So somebody in someone's family made an arrangement to help bully and cause a natural disaster and make somebody be lonely and isolated, but they persevered through some type of nightmare, suffering, death energy. They went on a new adventure because someone has ancestors. Someone could make petitions. Someone could have made a petition, and that helped plant new seeds. Someone prayed to their ancestors, maybe gave to their ancestors, made some type of libation to move forward. Yeah. Wish, hope, worship, maybe for stability, a home, something like that. Because someone was watching somebody be overloaded about money and stressed about money because of this disturbance. Somebody was messing with somebody's good luck and fortune and their money, and they were watching them be stressed about it. And so they were very prideful about doing something on schedule to get somebody to compromise. They gave gifts to people, maybe to help them. So someone's family could have been in on this because they were benefiting. Somebody connected with law enforcement to try to cause an issue for somebody's vehicle. Yeah, that comes out a lot. So, yeah, illness, confinement, a sweetheart. They wanted a sweetheart, ill and confined. Someone promised to do this. because there was a quarrel, confirmation of a quarrel, assurance, a dispute, difference. So somebody wanted to confine someone because they wanted to cause problems. They promised they would cause problems, or somebody promised that this would cause problems. Child. Triumph. They swore that they'd have victory if they did this. Yep, and that they'd get the money if they did this. Greed. They really thought somebody would be stressed to the point of, I don't know, loneliness, confinement, illness. They really thought. Yep, there was an ego about it. So someone did this because they were just so sure they would get money. They were promised. Someone told them it's going to be okay if you just cause these issues. Everybody was on board because they thought they was going to gain something. What about this third wheel shit, child? Loss, bereavement. Yeah. So someone was faking. Someone was sorrow, dictatorship, domination. So someone thought that they could dominate somebody to be sorry, or dominate somebody to lose something, or to suffer losses. They thought they could like puppet this, like make this work. Yeah, stress and magic, because they was doing magic on somebody to make them sorrowful, to make them feel sorrowful. Hmm. They tried to force somebody, like, force somebody's energy to be sad, like someone to be depressed, maybe. They wanted somebody to be depressed. They was trying to force this, dictate this, make them feel like it was a dictatorship, make them feel like they was being controlled, or they was being controlled to be sad, to be sorrowful. Yeah, in their mind. Yeah, they tried to induce this, like with psychic attacks, or fucking with somebody's mind. This could be psychological warfare. So they tried to make somebody think negative thoughts, could be. And be really sad. So this could be someone like telling you, like, focus on the bad stuff. Like, don't you have problems with such and such? Don't you got this bill you got to pay? Remember when you said you was sick, and what's that ailment you said you got? And maybe you should go to the doctor. Like, trying to really force somebody to be in a sad energy and think negative. Okay, so perseverance, they should have hesitated because somebody was able to persevere through that. Yeah, through somebody trying to do this to their mind. So somebody, it's like trying to force somebody that's optimistic to be sad and only focus on the negative and shit like that. Yeah, it should have hesitated doing that. Because somebody has a positive mindset, and or maybe somebody wanted someone to hesitate, you know, to be happy, make them think twice about, oh, this is good for you, but do you really want to do it? Because you can't do it because, like, tear down somebody's hope. It's a family and higher level. But somebody is like special. So somebody could be the black sheep of their family too. Facts about money. They're praying. Facts about money. Higher level. Financial support. Praying for financial support. Can't resist. Unconditional. Something's genuine. Someone's genuine. They were able to keep going. Somebody kept going. Magnetic pull to financial support. So someone could have wanted somebody to depend on them for financial support. So somebody was messing with somebody's mind and making them doubtful so that they'd be codependent, especially monetarily codependent on them. So putting negative thoughts like, you can't do it without me. Well, you need me for blah, 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 blah. Okay. This could be somebody in someone's family, or someone that was close to this person. Yeah, money, rescue. So someone wanted somebody to need them for money and rescue. like I just said. So yeah, they wanted somebody codependent on them. This is giving somebody's family member, like for real, for real. A lot of like organized crimes, yeah, just to deny it or so that they weren't somebody wasn't facing the truth that alien or their downloads, others involved in dreams for money. Okay. I just be feeling like people like this need their ass beat like so bad. They need their ass beat so bad. Yeah, so maybe somebody wanted to be worshipped, or this is how they want to feel needed, and this is how they feel worshipped, or something like that, or they pray to some dark lord. This could be someone who makes sacrifices to like a dark entity, or like the devil, or Malek, or whatever, whoever the fuck. This could be people that are in a cult. It says, it said others involved too. So this could be people that all believe in some type of dark practice or like a dark lord or something, make sacrifices and energy harvest and things like that. This could be like a type of organized crime where, it's all connected. 5D communication in the reverse, uncomfortable. So somebody could be uncomfortable because somebody know that they have this dark practice. Somebody's uncomfortable with somebody knowing that they worship the devil. Basically, they worship money. So maybe somebody knew that about this person because I already knew. Like somebody already saw the signs. So I saw the sign and it opened up my eyes. I saw the sign. Okay. What else? Give me the stupid ass shit. They had this strategy here. Make somebody sick. They had this strategy. I don't know why this keep coming out. It's like, what is it? Like, let's move on. Yeah, chariot energy, troublemaker. Somebody made trouble with somebody's car. Yeah, so somebody knew that. They knew somebody was trying to confine them by creating problems with their car. Same fucking story. It's something about forward movement. Somebody was getting away. They was uncomfortable. Somebody was trying to use that to pull on someone's heartstrings. Like, well, your car needs fixing, so you gotta call me. You're gonna need me. Something like that, child. Troublemaker. They tried to make somebody's trouble for somebody's vehicle. We saw that with the cops and all this bullshit. But called somebody like, oh, their tags are bad, or oh, are they driving with insurance, or oh, this, that. Ghosted, block, cut off. Yeah, so somebody was getting away. So they wanted to either cut somebody off or somebody was cutting somebody off because they was getting away. Troublemaker was blocked and cut off. Singing, dancing, music playing. Somebody wasn't talking to them. Somebody wasn't speaking to someone. So they caused trouble for their car because they weren't speaking to them. Okay. Unexpected. That wasn't expected. That didn't go as expected because somebody wasn't talking to somebody. Somebody actually blocked somebody or cut them off. They weren't communicating. Pop up watching stalking. So somebody could have showed up somewhere, maybe to do something to someone's car, or yeah, but they was somebody wasn't talking to somebody. They weren't. Maybe they expected someone to come up, or they was watching and stalking this person because they weren't talking to them. Yeah. It's like eyeballs. They was waiting, they was watching. They was watching and somebody wasn't speaking to them. So that wasn't expected. Oh, for somebody to listen to their intuition about what this person was doing, trying to cause them vehicle issues or issues with getting away. It doesn't necessarily have to be a vehicle in everybody's case, but I know for a lot of people it was. So it wasn't expected for somebody to listen to their intuition. Somebody has communication with spirits. And so they knew what was going on. That's why they wasn't talking to this person, because the spirit had already told them this person is doing A, B, and C to you. So they was keeping their distance, and somebody was watching and stalking and realizing maybe that somebody got the download about that. Yeah, Spirit said it's irreconcilable differences. Spirit said don't talk to this person. It's over between y'all. And this person that was causing problems did not expect that. They didn't know somebody had spirit helpers. So Spirit said this is over. This is over. Whatever this union was, if you were married, if y'all were together, whatever this is, it's over. Because this person is trying to cause problems for you. And you or whoever this is was like, all right, bet, I got the message. So you wasn't saying shit. What else? Yeah, telepathic communication right here. Or I'm sorry, I thought this was a telepathic shit. Yeah, it's there's no reuniting. So spirits say you're not going back to this person. Whoever did that was, thank you for the double confirmation. That's confirmation. There will be no reunion. There will be no reunion. That's what spirit said, and somebody listened intensely. Because they said if you go back, if you take this gamble to go back to this person, they're going to torture you. You're going to be a tortured soul, or they are a tortured soul because they worship the devil. And so it's over. Okay. So somebody listened to their guides. What else? And so a family wanted to retaliate. Wow. This could be someone in your family that was doing this, or it's their family that wanted to retaliate. Or someone in your inner circle. Someone in their inner circle could have wanted to retaliate, or they got their peoples to try to retaliate, to come up against you, to cause problems. Somebody did something out of retaliation. Okay. Because they was mad. Their spirit said it's dead, it's over. They were mad. Cloak, protection, covered. Eyes for you, fascinated, watching. So a family wanted to retaliate because you're protected. So a family wanted to retaliate because somebody is protected by spirits, the spirits around them. They were mad. So let's recap. Someone wanted to force a union to make someone sick when there was evidence of what they were planning to do. Someone wanted to make trouble for someone to have to come back to them. They tried to induce them to come back to them. But somebody's spirits pulled up and said, this is over and you're not going back to this person. And then their inner circle or family wanted to retaliate because spirit helped. Okay. Wow. So they could have been hiding too, that they were stalking you or watching you as well. You were cloaked from them. Yeah, this dark entity. They was using a dark entity. Yeah. So you were protected from maybe them using a monitoring spirit or some type of dark entity coming towards you. This shit come out all the time. Like, you motherfuckers. Yeah. Okay. So anyway, yeah. Yeah, he was protected from some evil eye. That could be it too. He was protected from the evil eye they were sending. They were mad. You could have spoke about that. Again, you could see spirits or whoever this is can tell, they know, they said something, they already knew. This could even be this spirit may not, they maybe knew they couldn't fuck with you or something like that. You could, I don't know if spirit, somebody ancestors told the spirit to get the fuck moving or something like that, or they knew they couldn't be there, or it's something didn't work. He was protected, okay, and they was in denial. You could have said it and they was in denial. You could have called it out like, yeah, your little entity, they had to get the fuck moving because this wasn't the right address or something like that, and they was in denial. They didn't want to face the truth even though you had said it. Or maybe you still weren't talking to this person. They still couldn't force you to talk to them. Somebody's weird, because why the fuck they ain't just call you? Like, this is somebody who is just an outright idiot. I'm gonna be honest, because why would you? First of all, why do you need somebody to be called? Like, this is real. Like instead of somebody being like, oh, I really need you, really, really want you to come back. No, this person just started fucking with you because they didn't want to do all that. They didn't love you in the first place because they was trying to make you sick, of course. But the smarter thing probably would have been, to like butter you up and make you feel special. No, this person just sat back and was like, no, you gonna come to me. You gonna come to me. You gonna come to me. And so they started doing dumb shit. And Spirit was like, this is exactly why your fuck ass need to get moving. Like you, your entity, your family, the motherfucker y'all rode in on can all go to hell. Because this person is stupid. And honestly, no matter what this person would have did, your spirit still would have pulled up because they was on fuck shit. But they decided to do something the long way, the hard way, and mess themselves up. Because this is dumb. Child, what else? Disguise. Costume pretending. Not facing the truth. Disguising something. So somebody maybe didn't want to talk. They wanted to hide something. Or somebody you could have called something out and they still denied it because they were wearing a mask. They didn't want to admit to something. They didn't want to admit to it. Yeah. Sad, feeling alone. 5D, higher level, throwing out. So somebody was disguising something, maybe that they were sad, or they thought that you were wearing a mask. They thought you were sad. 5D, higher level. But something got thrown out, higher level, throwing out, an ascension. They were sad because maybe they were disguising that maybe somebody already sold their soul or something. Like maybe they had already agreed to something. So they didn't want to say anything, or they wanted to hold back because they had already agreed to something or something like that. They was wearing a mask. So somebody was committed to pretending, it feels like. Okay. Somebody like doubled down even though they had warnings. This is weird. What else? Yeah, masculine. How somebody remembered something. So somebody wanted to deny how somebody remembered something. So they could have been like, no, I didn't do that. That wasn't me. No, it wasn't my family you saw in your dreams. No, that wasn't us you saw in the astrals trying to do fuck shit. No, it wasn't no entity. I ain't said no entity to you. Yeah. So when you called it out, this person was still wearing a mask. Yeah. Somebody could have been denying how you recalled something. Like again, if you said like, "Oh, I saw you in a dream," "Oh, I had a dream about this," "Oh, I had a vision," or something like that, because you was getting the downloads. Yeah, man. So somebody wanted to act like you didn't see what you had seen. Yeah, maybe because they was embarrassed how you could see something. They wanted to deny it because you saw it. Basically, this person, especially if you get the messages from spirit, they already told you what this person was on, and they like still kept the mask on to try to deny that they had any involvement. So somebody didn't want you to believe your downloads. They didn't want you to see the truth. They didn't want you to believe your dream. They didn't want none of that shit. Even though you called it out, you could have confronted this person. You could have had a conversation with this person, and they were still denying it. And they was just wearing a mask. They're like, that's not how. Da, da, da. Yeah, no, because they was embarrassed because they got caught. What else? Yep, they got caught pretending, being fake. You had caught them. You like, really? So you wanted to be with me just because? So somebody, they was living beyond their means and they was embarrassed about it. Somebody was doing something they shouldn't have done. This could be the person that agreed to do all this, or this is the person that orchestrated it. But they was embarrassed because they got caught. For some of y'all, this is someone that was involved with a karmic energy that did this to you. Like the karmic put them up to this, but some of y'all is they was just doing this on their own. So they was fake. They got caught being fake. You knew the facts. Yep. Divine feminine. You already knew the facts. They was embarrassed. You knew they was fake. So this is them doing this to you. Yep. You could have moved. Or you knew the facts about them moving. You moved. Maybe this person was living beyond their means, but you really moved or something. Like somebody is actually broke or something. Oh, you knew the facts that they moved in and got married, long term commitment. They was in a commitment. Maybe you already knew the facts that somebody was living with somebody, or yeah, you could have known somebody was already involved with somebody else. Like I just said, you already knew that. They could have moved to be in a relationship with that person. So this could be like again the person putting them up to it because they wanted to be an enemy, and this person went along. This masculine went along with this person that they with, or with the plan of whatever this was. They went along with it. Whether yeah. So I'm not gonna get all into that. Yeah, mental prison confined because something was unexpected. They didn't expect you to know that they had done this or that they were being put up to this. Okay. Insatiable. So these haunted, tortured souls in this family, in this house, they are insatiable with making a offer in the past. They made this person an offer, or they make sacrifices and say offer in 5D. So people, this is people that make sacrifices or something. You know what they do in this home or in this family? They make sacrifices, or you were supposed to be the sacrifice, or yeah. They kept that a dirty little secret that they're with somebody who's family and them, they be doing sacrifices. This was their secret love affair. This is what they get into in this family, in this relationship. But you remove the negativity. So this person could have wanted you were like their little secret, or they kept it a secret or something like that, but something got cleaned up. Like wasn't no secrets, their secret was exposed. What's clearing space? Dirty little secret clearing space. You cleaned something out. Closed, trap, frustrated, and that trapped something, or you cleanse out this trapped energy because they were keeping it a secret that they was in some type of relationship or they moved to be in one. Maybe you kept a secret that something already got cleared away. You could have kept it a secret that you could have okay. So you could have known more than you spoke about, but you spoke just enough for them to know they were caught or something like that. But you had already cleansed out some type of trapped energy. You were not trapped. They weren't able to trap you with nothing. They weren't able to box you in, keep you confined. You had already cleared something up or cleared it away. So the trap was already ruined. The entity couldn't touch you. Your spirits was already there. Something had already got cleansed away with whatever they was trying to do. Their little secret that they was doing. This couple, whatever this is. Yeah, yeah. They wanted you already cleansed up some trap, but they wanted you stuck, no movement. There was a third party, so they wanted you. You were basically the sacrifice of a couple in their family. It feels like okay, but that didn't work. Yeah, time ran out on a trap. You weren't trapped anymore. It got removed or whatever. Yeah, this chaos they tried to do, cause you, whatever, it's done. It was done. So maybe you knowing this is what cleared up the trap, like the unstuck. You like nah, because you already knew. So it's like expecting a divine feminine to like know that you with somebody else or you're with a karmic and be still like, oh, but I need you. Oh, but I want you. It's like no, you got another bitch. So what am I here for? Yeah, bye, peace. And there's no coming back. This is a divine feminine. This is somebody that does not have to compete. She don't need nobody. This is a divine feminine. and somebody thought that they was gonna get you to come back, even though you knew they had somebody and that you was trying to be their sacrifice. That's crazy as hell. Yeah, trying to tug on your heartstrings, being able to pull you back in, lure you back in. This could have been some come to me shit they was trying to do. It's like, no, why would I come to you when you clearly are living with somebody and in a relationship? This is just wild. Somebody got really a weird way of thinking. Yeah, so they couldn't pull on your heartstrings. They couldn't trap you. Yeah, the spells were not working. Somebody was doing magic to try to pull on your heartstrings. Somebody could have been doing heart chakra magic. They also could have been doing womb magic here. She's pregnant here. So the spell work they were doing was no longer working. No longer working. What else? And they was confused. Why is my spells not working? Or spells they was using to cause confusion or to make you confused. Yeah, about a karmic that they was with. A third party. You was not confused. This person was trying to keep you in the dark or make you feel like you the third party, and that's fine. You moved on. Bye. Be in your relationship. Fuck, that got to do with divine feminine. But this person wanted you. Oh, they wanted you to be the sacrifice so bad. Yeah, third party. They went on vacation with this person. Third party and vacation. So they couldn't cause you confusion. Yeah, magnetic pull to a third party. They went on vacation to a magnetic pull, or they went on vacation with a third party that they have a magnetic attraction to or something like that, and they couldn't cause you confusion about that. So someone couldn't like lie to you and be like, no, ain't nobody else, no, she's just a friend. Like, you already knew this person was a little bitch for this feminine or something. Yeah, so they couldn't confuse you about that. They went on vacation. Yeah, you wasn't losing no sleep. Yeah, because you have a gift and they're sad. You already knew. So your intuition already is like, yeah, no. You wasn't up losing sleep about this third party. You wasn't bothered by it. It wasn't really affecting you like that. It's like, yeah, somebody should have hesitated because you have a gift. And they tried to undermine that in some capacity. But somebody really thought they get victory and success. Ace of Cups with the Six of Wands. They wanted to get what they wanted by all costs. Somebody wanted to win by any means. That's why they was doing all this spell work and all this weird shit and being fake and whatever. Getting people involved, their family, their friends, their inner circle. Yeah, they're all exposed. The Sun, because the Chariot and the Three of Pentacles, there's the obstacles you overcame, whatever obstacles that they were trying to collaborate and do. So I'm not really even sure why. It's somebody here was or is so pressed to win, and I don't know who still needs to hear it, but this person was very determined. I don't know if this person is still in your energy. They probably are, because it's like they can't believe it. They fucked up bad. They fucked up and they're not getting it. I don't know if this person's still trying to do some shit to try to win. It's just not going to work because everything's exposed. They're fully exposed. So what else? Queen of Pentacles. What's that? Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles. What's the Ace of Cups? Four of Cups. Ace of Cups. Wow. Emperor in the reverse. Somebody is rejecting this Emperor in the reverse. This is somebody who is a poor leader. They're a fake leader. They're a false leader. They're a false flame. They're a false person. They don't lead shit. They can't even control themselves. They have no structure and discipline. They're a loser. And you're rejecting this person. You are already fully abundant and capable. The Queen of Pentacles has her own resources, her own money. And she sits pretty. She's very down to earth, very grounded. And you made a grounded decision to reject this person. Yep, because you're a high priestess and you get messages literally from the divine. Yeah. So this is a fake ass, false ass leader. Hmm. And somebody is, this is why they're still in your energy, because they're very stubborn and they're holding on to a grudge. Somebody is holding on to a grudge, or they have a mental illness. Somebody wants to restrict you, they want to hold on to you because they're stubborn. Yeah, and a King of Swords, Two of Cups, Ten of Pentacles. But you're working with God, the High Priestess. You are working with spirit. Like, this person, they're holding a grudge because God loves you. This is a person that worships the devil, and they're mad that God loves you because they don't have a sense of tradition, religion, spirituality. Somebody is lacking when it comes to the spiritual department. Somebody lacks the spiritual and religious knowledge, the know-how, the moral compass. Yeah, they don't have God in their life. They're lacking in the spiritual department. They lack the deeper understanding. They don't have the right morals, ethics. They lack ethics. Five of Pentacles and the Hierophant. Somebody's very unethical here. That's why you're rejecting them, because this was very unethical. And they're mad. They're mad. Somebody doesn't go within. They don't go within. Somebody also doesn't know how to love. They don't know how to properly express themselves. Again, if this is somebody who really wanted you to come back, it's like, why didn't you just say that then, instead of doing weird shit? Like, this person really, they probably still wouldn't have had a chance, but their percentage would have been just a little higher. Okay, if they had maybe said something. Okay, somebody doesn't understand love. They don't understand emotion. Somebody lacks emotion. They don't have it. Yeah, they don't have emotions. Somebody's just a love bomber. They put on a show. It feels like somebody does too much. They don't know a good thing when they have it, type of energy. Yeah. Page of Swords. You also could be getting the insight that this is what this person's problem is that they don't have ethics. They don't. Maybe you did your research on this person's, like, with the Knight of Cups. This person could be like a somebody who chooses their words carefully, chooses how they say things, whatever they like. It's like mechanical, like, like a sociopath or like a psychopath. Like, they study people to see people's response and how they should talk and whatever, but it's not genuine because this person actually doesn't have any morals. They're just like copycatting what they see. Psychos study people from a early age. They know that they're different. They know that they don't process or have the same feelings and emotions as other people, so they learn early to mimic. So you could have did your research about this. This person could even have a cultish mentality here. What's the Page of Swords? You have a good idea of what this is. Yeah. You have a good idea of what this is. Ace of Wands. You know what this is? Something could have inspired you to look at why this person is like this, why they did it. Somebody's scared that like, that they're very immoral. We already saw that they're uncomfortable with the fact that they worship the devil. But it's like, you gotta be a bold and a fucked up individual to worship the devil. So what are you hiding for? Like, but people like that, they do that because it's not socially acceptable. Like I said, they study from an early age. They know they're different, but they know that how they are is not the norm. So they know they have to, like, hide it. So this is a person who willingly worships the devil behind closed doors. But in the open, it's like, no, I don't do that. I'm not that person. I don't do no dark spell. I don't be sacrificing. Shut the fuck up. You are a psychopath and a unaliver. And this person may have even done this before. because anybody that's comfortable with this, yeah. So, yeah, this person, they may have a mental illness as well with this Nine of Swords. This is like mental anguish. Somebody is like a mentally not right. So you have an idea of this. You could have searched this, like what type of mindset makes somebody do this, what type of upbringing, what type of personality disorder, something like that. You've looked into this. So you know this person is because of like they could just lack empathy. They have a dark personality, and it's because they're lacking spiritually. Somebody could lack a soul, not have their soul, or they sold it. Somebody is mentally ill. What else? You have to be to do this. You have to be. Yeah. The fool. The fool is somebody who will do it just because for the adventure. They see it as an adventure. They don't care. They're like, whatever, you know. Somebody takes gambles. They'll walk away when they're unsatisfied. Somebody's always looking for the next best thing. Ooh, squirrel energy. Like, you know, it's because somebody has a mental problem. They don't care. It feels like they don't care. What else? Yeah. Death. Somebody's unable to transform, or somebody moves on without ending things properly. They don't care how something ends. Also, you finding out is making this person feel like it's over for this type of adventure. Somebody could be really scared. They're in mental anguish, mental agony, or something because this adventure they went on is over. This is crazy. Yeah, so Seven of Cups. So this person is very delusional here. They hold on to their delusions. Somebody is very, very delusional. Also, they really wanted to hold on to this illusion about themselves, or the way that they see themselves is delusional. Like like their personal view on themselves is just not, something doesn't line up with reality. Yeah, because Eight of Swords, they're very trapped in how they think. And how they think, this is like a stuck mindset, very stubborn, very stuck in their ways, stuck mentally. They hold on to their delusion. Somebody is very mentally sick out here, like they are. Somebody doesn't want this sick ass adventure to end. Somebody just is like, whatever, I don't care, whatever, whatever. I'm just gonna do what I do, and now I'm gonna move on to the squirrel, another person I can unalive. How can I set this one up, babe? Let's set this person up. Let's make this sacrifice. I want some money. Let's just go. And it's very delusional. Somebody is very sick. What else? Yeah, this is their eternal struggle or something. Like somebody struggles endlessly with this. Maybe they struggle with endings. They don't know how to move on. Yeah, it's like they're really fully invested in their illusions and their delusions. So it's hard for them to accept that, like, it's time to stop. It's time to move on. You need to go heal. Maybe you need to go speak to someone, get some mental help. It's like, no, somebody's fully invested in their delusions. They don't care. They're like, I don't care. I'm going to keep living whatever way I want to. And I don't care if I have to unalive someone and lie and whatever and hide who I really am. They don't care. They're like, I'll just move on to the next investment. I don't care. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Yep. They're fully invested in using magic. They're very passionate about it. It makes them happy. This is their passion. And this is what got exposed about them. This is what they get into in this family. This is their secrets. This is what goes on within this household, this family, this marriage, whatever it is. They're fully invested in using magic to get what they want. They're exposed, but this is what they're into. This is what they do. This is a family secret. They're all very delusional. They're fully invested. This is like a family who, I don't know if it's like psychopaths, I think, where it's like more genetic, usually more genetic in your environment and your upbringing and things like that contribute more, or it might be sociopath, one or the other. But I was just reading about it or watching a video about it. Um, This is like an environmental thing. It's like a genetic thing. It's something that they do, and they're very yeah. They let the devil control them. They're very much invested in this devil worship. They're bound to it. It's what they do. It's just their way of life. This is all this person knows. They could have grew up in this, and it's just what they are. And it's like, okay, okay, but you're not gonna be a sacrifice, and these people are exposed, and there's nothing they can do about it. And they're gonna have to face that mental illness, or they're gonna end up in a lot of trouble. A lot of trouble. I love you, Divine Femme. Bye.